Hello and welcome to a special anniversary edition of Never Mind the Buzzcocks. Tonight is our 150th show, and as I'm sure you all know, the 150th anniversary is traditionally celebrated by the gift of old rope. It's actually our 156th show, but legally we were not allowed to include the times when Richard Fairbrass has been on. Over the last 8 years, we've witnessed many lows and, what's the opposite of that? No? Lows. But tonight we have got a very special, never-before-seen highlight from a previous show, and I hope you enjoy it. People are always coming up to me and saying, I bet you cut out the best bits. No, we don't. First guest, star of stage and screen and a woman who owns the Nip Tuck DVD box set. It's a welcome return for Toyah Willcox. Toyah was once flown out to Belize as a top-secret guest of the SAS. She thought she was there to entertain the troops, but in fact, watching her performance was the final part of the gruelling selection process. The second guest is an actor and Perrier-nominated comedian. It's lanky northerner Alan Cochrane. When Alan performs his stand-up, it's almost a double act, because he always likes to share the stage with a saggy old leather chair, just like Richard Madeley does every weekday at 5. Alan and Toyah, Phil C, ladies and gentlemen. Phil's first guest is Radio 1's finest purveyor of music to dance to. It's Annie Mac. Annie got a big break as a DJ at Radio 1 after sitting in for Marianne Hobbs on her Breeze Block show. Let me read that again. Radio 1, DJ, Breeze Block. There's normally a Moyles in this sentence somewhere. So second guest, topped the charts with A1 and is now a successful solo artist. It's Ben Adams.
I'm sorry, I'm down on my knees. I know I failed spectacularly.
Ben once lent his car to his friend Craig David, and when it returned it had alloy wheels, satellite navigation, and he'd even left a pair of old woofers in the back. I must point out legally, woofers are large speakers. And if you think any different, Craig's lawyers will have you by the short and curlies. I should point out, when I say short and curlies, I mean they have an airtight case. When I say airtight case, I think I'll drop it there. It's Ben and Bill C, ladies and gentlemen. We start the show with Freeze Frame, where we play our teams a snippet of footage and push the pause button before it gets interesting. Bill, Annie and Ben, here's yours. It's a performance from the Mullet at the Gates of Dawn, Tony Orlando.
Sit tie your ribbon around the old rope tree. It's been 3 long years. Do you still want me? Hey, if I don't see your ribbon round the old tree, gonna stay on the bus, forget about us, put the blame on me. If I don't see that yellow ribbon around the old tree.
Tony Orlando, 1974. What do you think happens next? Is it A, he's rugby tackled by a streaker from the audience? Is it B, he spots David Bowie in the audience in full Ziggy Stardust regalia? Or is it C, one of the backing singers faints and Tony straddles her to give her the kiss of life?
What's the song? This is Tie Yellow Ribbon Round the Old Oak Tree.
What's all that about?
Well, that is basically, it's the song that you're in prison and you come out of prison, and the idea is that, you know, she wants him back, she ties the ribbon. Is that right? But if she doesn't want him back, then she ties, I don't know, a barbed wire or something, or the guts of a disemboweled stoat round the...
That's what normally happens when someone finishes with you.
Yeah.
She tied a disembodied stoat around a tree. She could have just said no or not answered me text.
Yeah. So he comes back, he ties the yellow ribbon, but if he doesn't, if it's all fine, there's 100 yellow ribbons around the tree, which is all, that's lovely. But it could equally be police tape, and there's been a major incident.
His wife's been chopped.
His wife's been chopped. Yeah. In the old A1 there, you did a bit of a dance routine. Was that the sort of thing you were up to?
I think we tried. I don't think we actually succeeded many times, unfortunately.
Didn't you beat Coldplay at the Brit Awards one year?
We did, actually. Yeah, we did.
In what category?
It was quite
Punching?
bizarre, because, no, it wasn't punching, no.
Kickboxing?
Although I don't think it was too serious. I think, well, actually, one time, someone did come up to me and tell me that they didn't like my hair. So I was quite offended and told them that I didn't like their tank top.
Right.
So that was pretty serious.
It got
pretty heated after that.
I won. Bill, ask me if I've ever made a cheese sandwich. A, B or C?
I had a cheese sandwich once, and what they'd done... They'd actually cut... The bread was really thick, but there was no cheese in it. It was like the bread had been cut with an axe, and the cheese had been cut with a laser. I thought, hey, oi!
This is like, instead of QI, this is NI, isn't it? Not interesting. Annie, do you have any just passing anecdotes for us?
No, but I am eating a new kind of pickle at the moment.
What, you see? Aha! It's not just me. I reckon it's so unlikely Ziggy.
I think we should go for Ziggy too.
Yeah. I'll plump for Ziggy.
You're right, it's actually a great clip. Let's have a look.
'Cause I can't believe what I see. Is that you? Is that really you? Is that David? A fantastic star in David Bowie.
It was slightly out of place, David Bowie, looking on in abject boredom. Tony Orlando once took part in a celebrity race with Marvin Gaye, and Marvin won. Apparently, in those days, he remembered to move his ass at the sound of a gunshot. So, Tony Allen, here's yours. It's legendary rock and rollers The Who performing on the Smothers Brothers show in 1967.
It's my generation, baby. My generation.
That was The Who in My Generation. What do you think happens next? Is it A, the drum kit explodes, showering the audience with drum shrapnel? Is it B, a startled horse escapes from an adjoining studio and knocks over the host, Tommy Smothers? Or is it C, Keith Moon falls off his riser and knocks himself unconscious?
The Who are quite famous, though, aren't they? I don't know what happens here. I don't know much about music. Should I have? I know.
You know The Who are quite famous.
Yeah, I've got
What
that
more could we
covered.
ask for, Mr. Gambaccini?
My brother listens to them, and he's right into music. He's he plays guitar and that. He's in a band.
Did Bill just ask you if your brother was in a band?
No, but I do love a sandwich.
Hey, hold on, is your brother in The Who? Because that'll come in handy.
No, he isn't.
Right.
He's in university. He's doing a BTEC in popular music and music technology, but yeah, that's it. Gary, if you're watching, good luck.
Anyone, if you're watching, good luck.
See, I thought the clue mark was actually in the footage that we were watching. If we could just run it there, I thought actually a pope gets elected halfway through the gig there. It's a mark, a legendary piece. They far too much explosive under the drum kit.
It's a very, very famous clip. Let's see if you're right. Keith Moon had packed his bass drum with too much explosive. The resulting blast actually damaged Pete Townshend's hearing permanently, cut open Keith's leg with a cymbal and covered the audience with bits of drum kit. And if that wasn't enough, fellow guest Betty Davis fainted into Mickey Rooney's arms, which was a great week to go to a TV recording. I only apologise for tonight. All I've got is the missing link, SpongeBob Big Pants, the woman from the Good Sex Guide and the short one from A1. It's not quite the same. Right, next up is the intros round. Bill and Ben, here are yours for Annie.
Hey, I'll stand back. I did a bit of space. Oh.
Don't fall off.
Right, here we go. Do you remember that?
I'll tell you what.